Hey, everybody, it's Dr. J. Kamal and Spike, streaming live from Long Island, New York. We're just sitting around chewing the fat, telling jokes, laughing and crying about
Yes, laughing
Bitcoin,
and crying. That's right.
laughing and crying about Bitcoin.
The tale of two cities.
I bought some ibit, IBIT.
Did you?
That's the BlackRock ETF for
The
Bitcoin.
BlackRock.
I had sold some
Coin.
MicroStrategy, so
Whatever you sold MicroStrategy, I bought it.
I sold it at
you should.
645.
You're
How much?
gonna save brokerage fees.
645 I sold it at.
What do you mean 645? It's five something.
I
Oh,
sold it
MicroStrategy, you
at
said. Oh, I thought.
645. Don't
He
you?
sold it when it was still high.
I sold it last week. You know, I told you
Right.
guys.
Right.
All right, anyway, I didn't sell enough of it, unfortunately.
I bought a lot of MicroStrategy today.
That's probably good, but I think it's going to go a little bit lower. Don't get upset.
I'm not getting upset. I knew that it's gonna fill that gap. You see that gap?
Right.
It
It
just
didn't.
stopped.
Technically, it didn't close at 5:30. It's not closing at 5:20. 5:27.80, I think, is the close on the
I
gap.
thought it was 529.
No, when you're talking gap close, you're talking the closing price, not the
Oh,
high.
I see.
That's why it's called the closing the gap.
Maybe I don't know. I don't think so, but sounds good. All right, guys, let's get right to it. We don't want to keep people waiting listening to our BS.
Right.
Well, you know, there's so much BS on YouTube now that it's unbelievable. It's one after another, YouTube videos on Bitcoin, on everything. And I listen to them, and most of them make no sense at all compared to the astute commentary that we offer.
You say astute or stupid?
I think I said astute.
Okay.
Bitcoin.
So this is Bitcoin.
Yeah, look, we had a huge run from October. It was like 25,000, 27,000, whatever it was. And we topped out at, what did we top out? Did we hit 48? Let's see. We hit 48,922. So we broke that old high that I kept talking about at 48,000. Let me look at the 2-year or 5-year. This line here, this high from 327.22, we actually took that out. We need to close above that to get a confirmation that we're going to continue this rally. But we did not close above that line. We closed below it, even though we took it out. So right now, it looks like it could be a little bit more weakness in Bitcoin, coming down to the low 40,000s, maybe 42,000 or so. Let me go back to the daily. Back to the daily. I'm looking at, well, this is one possibility. This low here was 44,176. And another possibility is that it meets the 50 where it is now, which is more like 42,000, something like that. If you, in other words, if you drop it down to the lower channel line, that's where the 50 is. The 50-day is selling at, I can't see precisely, but it's 42,285, I think. So let's round it up, 43,000. That would be where I think we're dropping to, 43, maybe 42.
Could you make the graph like 3 months or 6 months so you could see better? I cannot see that much.
Yeah.
You move the entire thing around.
I must have.
Yeah, there you go.
Now you see it pretty clearly. You see, it could drop down to this trend line right here, or it could go a little further to the 50, which would be about 42,100, or this low here, which would be 40,800. It's somewhere in that area. Let's say between 40,000 and 43,000, I expect it to stop going down. I don't see this as being a major dip. I think more and more investors will start coming into the ETFs. They're not done in one day. So I feel good about Bitcoin for the rest of the year. Outside of the short term, it's vulnerable. But by the end of the year, I think we've seen new all-time highs. I'm pretty sure we do.
Could I ask you a question about this?
Yeah.
These ETFs are actually going to be owning Bitcoin, or are they just promising to track Bitcoin?
If you read the description of BlackRock ETF, it says it's tracking the price of Bitcoin.
So it's just tracking the price, not by actually owning the underlying asset.
I don't know. That's the best way to track it, though.
Yeah, I know. You can do that. You can play games with options.
Yeah, you could.
I never actually owned the stuff.
And there are Bitcoin futures, right?
Right, exactly. You can get on and off Bitcoin futures.
So I don't know.
The reason I'm asking this is because will this actually increase the selling volume of Bitcoin in terms of people owning it, or will it just sort of still be more vapor?
I think as you get more and more interest in it, more and more people will own it, companies as well,
So not just through these shadow ETFs.
Yeah, not just the ETFs. So I think the answer is there'll be definitely an increase in those looking to own Bitcoin.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Yeah, no, I was only asking you to speculate.
Yeah. And some of the ETFs may actually buy it. I don't, or maybe they all buy some, I don't know. I don't know the exact answer to that question. So I just told you what I read from the description of the BlackRock ETF.
Gotcha.
ETF. Let's take a look at. So this is, to me, not neutral, not bullish, short-term bearish, but long-term neutral. No, long-term bullish.
Yeah, it's got to be long-term bullish then, right?
Yeah, but I think in the short term, some movement down, more movement down to be expected. But I don't think it'll last very long. So maybe a week from today, maybe next Friday be the end of any downturn. What is it, a 4-day trading week next week?
4 days, right?
Yeah, so yeah, let's say that seems fair, a fair guesstimate that by the end of next week, we're done going down on Bitcoin and we get a continuation of the rally. All right, let's take a look at the next chart, MicroStrategy. I'm happy I got rid of what I got rid of. 15% I trimmed at 645, but I didn't trim enough. Today I put in a buy order and didn't get filled. I put in a buy order at 527, I think it was. The gap fill it's like 527 and change. And it didn't quite hit it, but it came close. It hit the high of this candle.
Could you make the graph like 3 months so we could see better? I'm sorry.
Sure.
Just 3 months.
Yeah, because that's where the action is anyway. Here we go.
Yeah. So it did not fill that gap, you say, right?
No, technically it didn't because it's a close. The close is 527.68. It gaps up from the closing price. It doesn't gap up from the high. The high of the day was 529.8. The low of this candle was 530.3. So it didn't even hit the high of the candle from 1212. It just missed filling the gap, technically. I mean, to the naked eye, it looks like it filled the gap, but it just missed. I think MicroStrategy, like Bitcoin, has a ways down to go, maybe even more than Bitcoin, because investors can now have a safer, quote unquote, alternative to MicroStrategy, namely the ETFs. For example, I bought IBIT today instead of adding to MicroStrategy, although I did have a buy order in for mstr.
And it's interesting, you didn't even think about buying GBTC.
No, and even though that is now an ETF, that's one of the 11.
Oh, is that in ETF now? Really?
Correct. So no more 2% a year charge, whatever their rates were.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They had a very big bite. I think it was 2 or 3%. That was a big bite. GBT.
So it was 611 this morning. 611. It went down all the way to about 630, 530. I mean, that's a huge swing.
Yeah.
It's like 80 something dollars, 80 something points.
Yeah, it was over 600, right?
611, yes.
611 all the way down to 530. Wow. That's a very big red candle, no doubt. Scary how big it is.
I mean, they really wanted to close that gap. They just, it's unbelievable.
And they will. I think you're looking at the 470 area.
Wow, that much?
Quite possibly.
Wow.
Quite possibly. If not the 470 area, the bottom of this candle, the low of the candle whose gap you want to fill, would be 503. So somewhere between 470 and 503, I see this dropping. Probably 503, more likely. But there's another gap all the way down here, 20, in 1023 2023, there's a gap as well to be filled at 377.
Wow, that's crazy.
And this is such a volatile stock that any of these numbers are possible. Or it's also possible Bitcoin, after a few days of going down, starts zooming up to all-time highs and carries everything with it, including MicroStrategy. I think MicroStrategy is still a leveraged Bitcoin play. I see it still that way, but I don't know how other investors see it. So, Mara took a hit, right?
They all did.
Yeah, Mara took quite a hit. The candle is extremely ugly, just like MicroStrategy. And you see how it's an engulfing candle as well. Total body engulfs and the candle engulfs. It's ugly. Mara looks like it's going to test a $20 level. Probably has a gap of its own to fill right here from 1218. The close was 1988. I would say 1988 is a good target for Mara over the next few trading days. 1988 target for Mara. But this doesn't mean I'm bearish the Bitcoin or Bitcoin plays. It just means short term, I think it's likely to continue down a little. We said, all three of us agreed, sell the news. This would not be any different than any other news event. And I love when people say this time it's different, Never is. So it's never different. I mean, it could be, but hardly ever. So Mara looks like it's got further weakness as well. I made some money on Mara options. I was in and out real quick on buying some puts. Made my money and got out. I almost went back in yesterday. Would have made more money, but I didn't. Woulda, shoulda, coulda. Amazon has been a bright spot.
Yes, I'm happy with Amazon.
Today I bought some. I wrote some put options today. I wrote some call options. Is what I mean to say. I wrote the Professor.
Probably a smart move.
I wrote the Professor Spike 165 strike, and a February 2nd expiry. And guess how much I got for it?
165 February.
Yeah, February 2nd.
I don't know, 50 cents.
I got $2, 200 for 100.
Wow. Okay.
And that was bad. It was much higher earlier. My timing was sucked. By the time I decided to do it, it was selling at 230, and I put in a sell at the 230. I mean, yeah, sell at the 230. I didn't get it, and I kept dropping it along with the price. I wound up getting $2. If I just took the market price, I would have gotten 225. Cost me money. Cost me like cost me 10%.
Yeah, but when the stock doesn't do anything for the month of January, you're gonna feel happy.
Yeah, look, I want to. I've been writing the calls and making money doing it. So continue.
Yeah, somehow I still have this feeling of dread that it's not that by the time the Super Bowl comes, we're gonna see some sort of reckoning.
Super Bowl is first Sunday in February, right?
Now it's the third these days.
Third and
It's the
Sunday.
11th.
Uh,
It's the 11th of February.
Okay.
Something tells me that we're gonna get a little bit of a hit just before then or around that time.
I don't know. It's the broad market, not so sure.
I mean, you're gonna get these good news in between, like this, Bitcoin stuff,
Yeah, I think the Bitcoin stuff.
and probably another cure for another disease somewhere.
Yeah, that would be nice.
They're gonna find now that there's a cure for fatness, they're gonna find a cure for ugliness, and then that's gonna push the market up.
Uh-huh. Sure, well, they have it already. They could fool around with the genes.
I thought you were going to say it was booze.
Fool around with the genes. Okay. Anyway, beauty is in the
Man,
eye.
they're curing ugliness before they cure something.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Right?
Beauty is in the eye of the stockholder.
Of the beholder.
Oh,
so anyway, Amazon put in a neutral candle today, taking out the recent highs, which was at really tough resistance at about 152.
I'll take it. It looks like a good candle to me.
It is a good candle.
Could have been much worse.
Yeah.
Is this an all-time high or it's not? It's
not an all-time high, but it's a 52-week high. I'll go to the 2-year chart. Show you. Maybe a 5-year chart.
It's been a while.
You see up here we have the all-time high.
Yeah, it's like 180 or so.
188.65. And we have a double top 188.65. It's like a double top up there.
So the next level, the next step is what, 170?
180, I think. Let's see, 170.83.
I'll take that.
170.83. That was my target for last year. Didn't never made it. But I think it'll make it in the first quarter of this year, you know.
Can you go back to the 3 months chart or the 6 months chart?
I can do that.
So we're comfortably above all the moving averages that we know,
Right.
of,
Right.
which is a good sign.
Right.
And the last few sessions or 5 sessions has been really good.
Very good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not consistent with my fear.
Amazon and Microsoft are two of the Mag 7s that are doing well.
Yeah, Apple's gonna probably have a bit of struggle for a while, huh?
Yeah. So the target price here is 170. I think it gets there, but hopefully not by February 2nd. I've got to get there a little slower.
Yeah.
So I keep my premium.
Oh, you're talking about, you're right. It'll get there, but not soon enough. Right? Exactly.
Yeah. It can get to 165.
Yeah. On February 4th, it can go as high as it wants.
Right. But February 2nd, it should stop at 165. Look, I don't even care if it goes to 160.
I know. Then you're forced to sell it at a premium.
Sell some shares. I didn't write the calls on all my shares. Just a small portion. All right. What next? I wanted to look at Tesla for whatever reason. I think Tesla looks, the chart didn't look good.
No.
This is why the close solidly above below the 200. And this is really a falling knife that you don't want to catch it. Can get hurt here. I think Tesla's going down more. So how much more? Talk about gap fills, maybe right in this area here at 205. So I think Tesla has got a weak looking chart for now. Right about in there, 205. Tesla. You got if you get another red candle confirming the today's action, I'd say a pretty good chance it gets to 205. Very good chance. Microsoft, on the other hand, is another one that's doing well of the Mag 7. I think it made a new all-time high today, didn't it?
Yeah. Well.
Looks good. Similar looking candle to Amazon. Meta is doing well as well, but I don't want to look at every Mag 7. I wanted to look at what did I want to look at? ibit.
Did you already do ibit? No.
No, I did all the others. I need a daily. I need a daily chart.
You're on a daily. There you go.
It had a lot of action today, and we looked like we put in a kind of a resistance area here at 2708. Looks like an area that it's got to break. When all you got to work with is the daily looks pretty
That
interesting.
was just doing Rorschachs.
Yeah. So you want to break this 2707 on the upside. You want to hold the lows of the day down here at 2628. Simple. Simple to analyze. If I'm right about Bitcoin continuing to move down, then this will break the 2628. And I will be adding to ibit. I just nibbled today. But to me, this chart looks, the way it ended the day, more bearish than bullish for the one-day action. And considering the larger chart for Bitcoin, I would be bearish short-term on ibit. Doesn't mean you can't start to buy it and accumulate, though. Because I think you're going to get a massive move up eventually. Remember, I was talking positively about Rivian. That didn't pan out.
Oh yeah.
I got to go to the yearly.
Yeah, nobody's talking about cars and lithium anymore.
Cars are doing really sucky. EV is not doing
No,
well.
no, and nobody wants lithium anymore either, unless.
Did I see LAC Lithium Core of America is trading at $5 now?
What LAC is that? Was that the one?
Yeah, $5.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Anyway, this chart, I thought we'd get a turnaround right around midway through this green candle at 1879. This is exactly where it closed. So maybe the handle is too big for a cup and handle. I don't like that big a handle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a weird handle.
Yeah, you usually like the handle to be a little shorter.
It's more like a picture.
Yeah, so it's already violating my idea of a cup and handle, but still it's hovering around the averages. It closed right at the 50, right at the 50. So maybe there's a chance for a bounce tomorrow on Rivian.
Okay.
I'm not as bullish as I was on Monday, but I'm still the possibility still exists that we can get a run up on Rivian. It's just that all the EV makers have been pretty bad. I think we covered everything.
Yeah, you want to do one of your quantum plays?
I'm losing money. I'm losing money already on IONQ. Collapsed today. I don't know why. Probably because I'm in it. All right, so it too has an ugly candle closing below the 200. You get another red day, I'll probably be out of it. I don't have the patience. Although it's
probably one of those situations where we're in it way too early.
It's not far from the low, this key low here at 923, but I don't know if I want to hold. I don't want to necessarily find out. I'll come back in at 923. I'm frustrated with the price action. It's been quite horrible.
You know, it seems to me this is going to be something you put in a couple of dollars a year until it actually becomes meaningful.
Yeah, because we could be talking years, not weeks and months.
Right. I mean, one of the mistakes I made with even the AMDs and the NVIDIAs was we thought it was a good idea 2 years ago.
Right.
Keep putting money in as it was going low.
Right. And
averaging down.
What was the one you were in? Qubit?
I'm not sure what mine is. It was one of the other plays. I think it's that one there. Yeah, QBTS. I think is that it? A Q quantum?
Maybe it's Qubit. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
Oh, QUBT.
Yeah, that's it.
QUBT. I'm pretty sure.
It was one of the ones on your list. Yeah, that's the one.
Another one that
Yeah, like I said, I'm just every couple of months I'll just throw a couple of dollars in.
this one looks less ugly than IonQ.
What is that red moving average?
95 cents.
No. That red moving average, is that the 100-day?
Yeah, it's 95 cents.
Right. You see how many times it hit it and bounced?
Yes, and it's also at the 50 now on the low end.
Yeah,
Right.
but the bottoms are increasing though.
76 cents looks like support, so you might as well keep it. If it doesn't go below 76 cents, you're okay.
Right.
The bottom that it made recently was 63 cents.
Yeah. I mean, if you run over those bottoms, there's a nice upward trend.
I think 58 cents.
And that if you ride that bottom line, it does that last candle doesn't even break that little line anyway. I was the little upward line I meant. If you ride along the bottoms.
This line.
No, I was going to do a line with a little bit of a slope.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
It broke that trend line.
I don't know if it did.
Yeah.
I don't draw mine as aggressively as you draw yours.
Okay.
The one I drew is a little bit less aggressive.
He draws it to feel
I'll try
good.
again to make you happy.
No, you don't have to. I'm never happy anyway.
Professor Spike, you drew it to make yourself happier, a little bit happier, right?
No, I wrote along. I wrote along with a very small slope. Like I said,
Here you go.
Yeah.
I like
How's
that.
that? Does that make you happy?
That's the one I drew. Yes, that's the one I drew, and that's why I said, like, if I put in a couple dollars a month for the next 10 years, maybe I'll make money.
Actually, you're right. I'm wrong. This is a bit more accurate trend line.
There you go. Oh my God, Professor Spike, you should be proud of yourself now.
Yeah.
All right. So then that's it.
No, Tesla.
You did Tesla.
I did Tesla.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, and I don't think you got any comments from the gallery today. Oh, Skyline wants to talk about Sava.
Sava moved up nicely. One of my winners for today.
He said the warrant went up.
Sava, not only did Sava move up, but the warrants doubled. The Sava W doubled. The right play on Sava was to buy the warrants.
Did they give us those?
They gave it to us, but you can buy it on the market as well.
Well, it's nice to be given something for a change.
Yeah. Nice trend line, and it broke out of resistance back there, came back in. Now it's testing it again. It should, this rate, it looks like it should retest that 32 level.
Wow.
Sava on the move. Let's just put in Sava W.
I mean, it wants to close that gap as well, right?
Yeah. Look at Sava W. Well, it's hard to look at it now. I got to put in a 1 month chart. What's wrong? 1 month.
5-day chart, I guess, for now.
Doesn't want to do 1 month, 5 days.
So there you go.
This is not Sava. Is this what 7, 8? Yeah, it closed at 8. Closed up here, but I'm at the 5-minute chart, so that's no good. I want to go to 1 month. 1 month.
Well, it's still growing.
Not enough data to compute the RSI.
Right. See if you can cut the interval down to a half a day. Maybe that'll.
Only trading for 4 days.
Right.
From 1/8. Started here at like what was it? $3.30. moving up every day, but today was enormous. Enormous. The right play was as soon as they issued these things to buy them in retrospect. Now, if you want to play it, you wait for a pullback to midway on this big green candle.
Was that 598?
Yeah, something like that. So that's the play now. You got to wait for it to pull back if you want to buy the warrant. $6. What do you think, Kamal? Is it worth buying the warrant?
I think so,
Yeah.
because it's gonna close that gap. It's gonna go up.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna get sucked into that gap.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for letting us,
Yes.
reminding us about Sava. It's interesting chart on Sava. Anything else? Last chance?
No,
Okay. Skyline, Sava warrant up 100% today. That's what we were talking about. Thanks for letting us know. All right. So that's it for today. Happy
Yes, we're
trading.
good. We have a long weekend, but we could probably still try for Tuesday if you're up for it.
Tomorrow counts. Tomorrow counts.
Tomorrow counts.
Yeah.
tomorrow's Friday.
Tomorrow before a long weekend. Kamal doesn't like those Fridays.
That's
Yeah.
right. It's
On
usually
a
a Friday.
Thursday into a Friday before a long weekend.
You know what? And everybody enjoy your long weekend and
Yes.
come back ready for action on Tuesday. Hasta la vista. Subscribe to the channel. Click that bell because it does something. And tell your friends about us and give us a like. We want to be liked.
We need it. We need to be liked.
I want to be loved for by you. Boop boop be doo.
All right, well, have a good weekend.
Remember boop boop be doo.
Of course.
Ciao.
Take care. Bye.